Hello everyone, welcome to your fifth Java tutorial. Today we will be talking about classes and objects, everything within a class, everything within an object, etc, etc. So in the last tutorial we were talking about the different types of operators, and we even made this little design here on integers and the operators that work. And remember, we had six of the if statements, and then 3 of them came out which were true. And so now we basically will not be needing this class. So if you guys did follow along in the last tutorial, which I recommend you did, I would recommend just copying your entire code and then just pasting it into another document in a package here, or just pasting into Notepad and just remembering the tutorial. Because we're going to be creating a whole new entire code in here, because I don't want to continue on in the same one, because that can get a little bit confusing, and then people won't really understand how I got to what point in my code. So instead I'm just going to start a whole new code in this class. I'm going to keep the class, but just start over. So once again, copy and paste that if you need it. But let's go ahead and first start talking about a little analogy that I always use, that I've heard in a book once, and I always remembered it. So basically, imagine that you want to drive a car and make it go faster. The way you make a car go faster is by hitting the accelerator button. But something has to happen before you even can drive a car or make it faster. The thing that has to happen there is that something or someone has to design it. Nothing can run without a design. So it begins as, say, engineering drawings, like blueprints, and it shows how the pedal will make it go faster. And the actual pedal in the car will hide all these engineering drawings and all these mechanisms, and instead it will just demonstrate how the car just accelerates. And that basically means it allows people with no knowledge of mechanisms or anything that just accelerate a car with one simple touch of a accelerator pad. So you cannot drive a car's engineerings, because that'd be just impossible, and it'd be probably too complicated either way. So from the engineering drawings, it has to be built based off how they describe it. So a completed car has the actual accelerator pedal in it, and that's what makes the car go faster. But then that's still not enough, because the car can't accelerate on its own. So the driver has to press that. That comes in where the driver comes in and operates the car. So basically, let's start introducing that analogy that I used into classes, objects, and methods. So imagine that basically a performing task in a program requires a method. So it's the same as where a method is the mechanisms behind an accelerator pad that basically tell everything what to do. It's what performs the task. And method is the one that hides from its users using those complex tasks that it performs. So it hides all those insane mechanisms that no one really knows about, and so users can just see that accelerator pad. So basically, you can't, as I said before, you cannot drive engineering drawing of a car. You can't quote unquote drive a class. So basically, someone has to build a car from its engineering drawings before you can actually drive a car, and that's the same with a class. Someone has to build off the method, what's perform the task, to actually drive the tasks that the method is fulfilling, and that's where the class comes in. And finally, when you drive a car, pressing the gas pedal sends a message to the car to perform a task. So that basically means to make the car go faster. Just like that, you send messages to an object. Each message is kind of like implemented as a method call that tells the method of the object to perform its task. So basically, that's the whole entire analogy, and it might be a little bit confusing, but that's how I always remember a class, an object, and a method, where the class is the actual just car is built. The method is what performs the task of it driving faster, and then the object is basically what you send messages to. You send messages to the car to make it go faster from the method, and that's what the object does. So now let's go ahead and start up by declaring a class with a method, and let's go ahead and initiate an object of a class. So let's go. I'll go over here in YouTube, and let's go ahead and type public class, and this is YouTube. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and do a public void display message. Now, you're probably also wondering, why do I not have the main method in this? Well, what you can also do is you can create multiple classes in one project. And all those classes can connect to each other by extending to each other, and only one class has to have that main method in it. Once one class that's connected with, say, 5 classes has the main method, all those 5 classes will run into one program. This is just much easier to comprehend what the code is saying, and it's much easier to organize and just understand your code. But anyways, so this display message means display a welcome message to the to this class user. Whoever is using this class, it displays the message. So now let's go ahead and actually write the message. And I apologize, that is not the rate. It's not a colon. It's actually a in brackets. I'm just gonna do this. All right. So now let's go ahead and do the actual prompt. What it says in the console. So we're going to do print line this time, and we're going to write, let's just do, welcome to Java programming with, just the welcome to Java programming, that works. And now that this is ended, so this is all there is to it. And now, since this doesn't have the main method, we have to fulfill the class that has the actual main method. So what we're going to do is we're going to travel to our, sorry for that recorder fail. We're going to travel to our, Google. Alright, sorry about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to travel back to our project. We're going to do new. We're going to do class. And this we're going to call YouTube test. Sorry if you guys cannot see. Apologize for that. We're going to call this YouTube test, and I'm going to go and click finish. Now we have created this class here which will contain the main method. So let's go ahead and initiate all this now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to initiate the main method, which is public static void main string args. String args, and that is the main method. And so now that this has been initiated, we can now include the actual YouTube, what wasn't here, into the test so it can run properly. So we're gonna go and call it grade. Actually, no, wait, why am I doing grade? That makes no sense. I was gonna do a grade method where you see like what students' grades were, but that makes no sense for the project we're doing. So we're just gonna do, since this is called YouTube, we're going to do YouTube, my YouTube, equals new YouTube, and no parameters in there. And this basically means it creates a YouTube object and assigns it to my YouTube, and that's the class name. Let's check this error here. My YouTube is not used. Yeah, no. Alright. And let's go ahead and go down here and do my YouTube dot display message, and end it there, and that's it. And now if we go ahead and run it, we should be able to get something working. So let's go ahead and try this now. Let's go ahead and run this. Alright, so it says welcome to Java programming, and that's it. So basically what you learned here is that with this, there are 2 different ways where you can create methods in different main methods in different classes. Basically, the reason for this is because I have a display message point here, and this with I can't include main method in here or it would not work. So for that, I would need a whole new class to create this static void, which is main method. And this class will basically run the YouTube, and it says welcome to Java programming, and this basically runs it, and then it displays the message into the console. As remember we said here, public void display message, so it basically extends it technically, even though it's not really extending anything. And that's basically a much easier way to include main methods in other classes, and just a much organized, simpler way. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please subscribe, like, comment, do all you have to do, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial.